This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Well, the Paris Olympic Games are finally done and dusted. 15 days straight. Everybody is absolutely exhausted. One of the people who've been covering all the action for Channel
Shaun,
10
if there was an event, he was at it.
is the great man, Lachy Reid, who joins us now. Lachy, how are you?
Hello, guys. Nice little intro too, all about hair transplants. Very opportunistic with me on.
We saw it. We took the opportunity. We delivered.
Sorry, and we've got to say this segment is brought to you by Wayne's Wigs. Anyway, Lucky, we've crossed to a fair few people during the games, and whenever we go to their hotel rooms, I'm just always expecting there to be a maroon velvet like chaise, with like a jar with feathers in there. But it looks pretty standard there.
Mate, I work for Channel 10, so I'm down the bottom in a dungeon, and I only get out every now and then out of the room.
So, Lachy, tell us about your work over there. When I see a lot of reporters or TV people get the opportunity to go to the Olympic Games, you always think, oh, this is going to be the time of your life, right? And there's also, no doubt there would be.
Shaun, I think that maybe a lot of people as well going, oh, he's in Paris.
Yeah.
But you're working your ass off.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, look, it's a different world. I mean, I've done 2 Olympics now. I've done a Winter Olympics back in Sochi 2014, and I was a commentator then. So as a commentator, you run your own life. You run your own life. You go to sleep whenever you want. You just make sure you're there to commentate an event. As a journo, you start at 6 in the morning and don't finish sometimes till 2 or 3 in the morning. I reckon I've averaged 4 hours sleep since I came here on the 23rd of July. I'm surviving, but only just, and I'm very, very keen to jump on the flight. Not that I haven't enjoyed the experience. It's been one of the great times of my life, but, it gets a bit wearing by the end of it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So from the point of view where you are reporting all the time, you're doing those long days, how do you go out and have a beer and actually enjoy yourself?
I think I've had about 5 beers in, what have I been here, about 20 days. That's about it.
My God.
You just don't... Mate, Shawnee, you don't have time, mate.
Yeah.
You just got to smash out stories. And the time zone kills you because not only you're crossing, say, at 8 o'clock in the morning Paris time into the news at night in, say, Perth, then you're going out and trying to get a few stories for the next day. And then the events are on later at night. So it sounds a bit wah-wah me.
No.
They're long days.
Hey, we get it. If you speak to me around 12:30 every day, I can't string a sentence together. So I do not know how you are doing this right now. And then also how creatively, and this is for most journalists as well, people don't realise, a lot of them just produce and do all the grunt work.
Yeah.
How do the words you're writing even make sense by the end of the day?
Oh, I'm just brilliant.
You are, aren't you?
No,
and that's why Wayne's Wig sponsors this segment.
No, look, I tell you, it makes it easy because you're at the Olympics and so many Olympics have great stories. Look, we every day over there in Perth, we interview footballers, and for old footballers, you want to ask about how's their hamstring injury going, et cetera, and who are you going to win this weekend. Olympic athletes have got just great stories, where they come from, what illnesses and sicknesses they've overcome, how many hours a day they train to get to this one opportunity to be part of an Olympic game. So every interview you do, you walk away with the story straight in your head. You don't have to try and make phone calls to come up with a different angle or anything like that. The angle is there the moment you start interviewing them, and they love the moment as well. They embrace the media because, they do it once every 4 years and maybe only once in their life.
Well, Australia's performed unbelievably well in this Olympics. To finish 4th overall in the gold medal tally in particular has been great.
It is amazing,
yesterday, well, per capita, Nathan, I know you've got the stats on that, but...
per capita, we're a per capita show.
Yeah, we are. We certainly are. But yesterday, did you get to watch well, you would have reported on this, but the Opals performed really well last night. It was great to see.
I didn't get to the Opals game. I got to the Boomers game where they bowed out in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, to Serbia,
Yeah, that was a little disappointing. I was jumping up and down like a bloody lunatic when Paddy Mills dropped that little 2-pointer to force it into overtime, and unfortunately I couldn't carry it on. I've been to the beach volleyball with the Eiffel Tower in the background. That was just one of the most spectacular things I've ever seen. That was just quite amazing. I saw Lady Gaga. I had actually dinner with Lady Gaga.
Did you?
Yeah, she was inside a restaurant. I was outside eating Macca's waiting for her to come out to get in her car.
Pretty much shared a Big Mac meal.
Wow, you
Pretty
must be
much.
really good friends with her.
And actually, quite ironically, I just got a lift home on the back of Tom Cruise's motorbike from the
Mate.
closing ceremony. So I've met all the big names over here in Paris.
We'd expect nothing less.
Can I
Lockie.
tell you, when the games kicks off,
Yep.
that is going to be. Look at the talent pool they have for the opening and closing ceremony. I mean, Paris flogged some of theirs for
Yeah.
everybody. It's going to be huge.
Do you reckon they'll I'm worried that they might overdo it with too much, wanky USA stuff.
But the wanky USA stuff, they love that.
Oh, they loved it.
Yeah.
But what about the rest of us?
like capital W. And but Shaun, I reckon it'll be just amazing. Hey, Lockie, what was the best moment for you of this Olympics? That you were.
I've got two. I've got two, Dave. The first one is, I think if you are a sports nut, you want to go to a 100-metre sprint to find the fastest man in the world. And I was there when Noah Lyles won that event by a toenail. That's how close it was, first and second and third. So I was there for that. It was a show. I was blown away. The lights dimmed across the whole stadium. The music was pumping. Then there was an air of silence, and then all of a sudden the gun went and off they went on the 100 metres. It was just something that I never expected, but absolutely loved every second of it. And also the other highlight was finding a man that lived in a bottle in one of the rivers overlooking the stadium. He lived there for 10 days during this Olympic campaign, had solar heating through into the bottle. And
a bottle?
A genie. He was literally a genie.
It was a genie in a bottle. He lived 10 days in a bottle, told us how he pooed.
How do you poo in a bottle? How do you poo in the bottle? Or do you put your bum out of the nose of the bottle?
Yeah, no, there was a cork in the bottle. He had no air in there. He talked to me through tubes.
No.
It was quite amazing. And he poos and opens a little chute, and the little poo drop into the water.
So was this all
too much information?
Is this all in the name of art? Was it? We're looking at it now, Nate. There it is.
No, Shaun. This is actually going to be an event in the next Olympics because now they've now got a space because of breakdancing, Lockie. Breakdancing, Ray Gunn. Thoughts as a journalist? Because there's a lot of wokeness going on right now. People are attacking her because she's a woman, rah. I thought it was delicious. I thought it was one of the best things I've ever seen. Should it have been at the Olympics? No, because your kids can do it in the lounge room. What do you think?
Look, I'm a bit the same as you, Nathan. I'm not exactly sure it's an Olympic sport. I feel for her. Copped a lot on social media. Doesn't deserve that. She got to an Olympic Games through, hard work and getting there. But I'm not exactly sure. There are a few sports that I sit there going, I'm not exactly sure that should be in the Olympic Games.
Look, you know what?
And that's probably one of them.
At least,
that's out.
I hope she can just use this. People are going to sling shit at you all the time. You know what I mean? And some people probably think rightfully so because it was terrible. But if she uses this right in Australia, she can make a career out of this.
She's going to make a lot of money. There's going to be a movie.
I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. She's on that. She'll be on that next time.
Yeah.
And perfect too, because kangaroo is an animal that the Irwins can talk about. So it's right in itself.
Well, Lockie, you must be absolutely exhausted. I hope you've kept all your receipts to be able to claim back to the network. That's the main thing when we ever go away.
Claiming back to the network. You're hilarious.
You betcha. Yeah, I've got them all sitting on the bench here, ready to send them in to the bosses and wait 6 months to get them paid.
Yeah, that's the thing. Every time. Can you receive?
Mate, how much paperwork?
Mate.
The paperwork that you have to do is unbelievable.
That's why you didn't have a six beer, Shaun.
Well, Lockie, safe journey home, mate. And we've watched you work particularly hard watching the Australians perform unbelievably well in Paris. I hope you have a good week off when you get home.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys, and speak to you soon.
Good on you, Lockie.
Lockie.
See you, buddy.
Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Well, let's finish off with wrapping up the Olympics. We got to speak to Lachy Reid earlier this morning. He was telling us what it was like, Nate, to be a journalist. Not easy.
I tell you, anyone that comes through and does a little bit of work experience here at Nova, they do TV and they do radio. And I always say to them, do not become a TV journalist because those people work their asses off. They create everything. It's unbelievable. It looks exhausting.
Yeah, and he was telling us that he only got, on average, about 4 hours a night's
How long
sleep.
was he over there for? A few weeks?
He was over there from, I think he said the 23rd of July.
He only had 5 beers. That's how much he was
The
working.
whole time.
The whole Shaun was like, not even like that was like
That's
half
not one
an hour.
sitting. It's not in one sitting. Like, unbelievable stuff. But the Olympics, as we know, only comes around every 4 years, and it's
so
amazing
great.
because all of us get involved in it. The Australians who represent us and do well, you get involved so much and get so proud of being an Australian because of their own individual performances.
It's amazing, and what we produce as a country our size is magical.
Yeah, it is phenomenal to see how well we did. So last night, just to wrap things up, if we consider the day before when we saw Jessica Hull claim the silver in the 1500 metres, for some reason, because I don't expect in athletics people who are of Anglo-Saxon descent to be able to compete with people from Ethiopia or Bangladesh who can run for just days and days. Yeah. It was amazing to see that. She was fantastic.
I know, and she looked as shocked as what probably people were with her chance. Even though everyone there has a chance.
Oh no,
I mean she wasn't doing the kangaroo.
No, she wasn't doing the kangaroo. She actually set a world record for the 2K mark just recently. So she was in really great form. But to be able to win it and get a medal was great. And I do love people who have won silver and or bronze and are so ecstatic. They're not...
Well, think about it, though.
They're not beaten because they didn't get the gold medal.
It is on a world stage. It means that you are number 2 in the world.
Yeah.
In the world.
Yep. Last night, the Opals took care of Belgium in the playoff for the bronze medal. It was unbelievable. Izzy Magbador was the 30-point... She had a 30-point game for Australia last night. She plays in the WNBA, and she was outstanding. Belgium had a really gun too. The girls were shooting the lights out. They played some really high-class basketball last night, but our girls were too good to win that bronze medal.
I didn't watch any of the basketball and stuff like that. I didn't really watch the team sports. Yeah, I think I like my I like my Olympian to be individual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I love it being on the background just while I'm doing things. I'd like there constantly to be people like trying to win at athletics.
Whilst you clean the house.
While I'm cleaning the house. Because
we know you don't mop.
It means you're doing something and I'm doing something too.
That's a fair call. Whilst I don't in the background, so handball was on yesterday. That's always an interesting, fun game to watch. But the other one was Matt Glazier and Matt Richardson, the West Aussie, taking home silver and bronze in the Kieran last night. The guy from the Netherlands has won the Olympics just about every single year for the last 3 years, and he was going to retire, and his wife said, no, I'm going to back you in, let's go again. And he won 3 gold medals.
Wow.
And it was unlucky for Matty Richardson not to be able to run him down last night.
But silver
medals, unreal. He was so pumped afterwards.
I just love reading when you're reading about these Olympians because, you get excited because they're from your hometown. I think it's the Midland Cycling Club or something like that?
Oh, that's where the velodrome is.
Don't you love that?
Yeah, the velodrome in WA is out of Midland, so you got to go out there and do that.
You did all that work in Midland, and now look at you.
It is great. I'm with you. There's a real connection to the community, and then away they go onto the Olympic level. But the whole thing about the Olympics over the last 24 hours, hats to be Ray Gunn and breakdancing. We've mentioned a lot this morning. If you haven't seen it, you can YouTube it. You can get it on 9 now. They'll be able to see it up there, Nath. But her performance was a performance of someone who'd just been thrown in to the spotlight, and it seemed like she didn't know what she was doing, but she was there to compete.
I think there were like two, and until that had happened, there were 2 main, I think, sort of stories of that sort of level, and they were both, one was a diver that had a large package.
Yes.
My mum's still talking about that. She cannot believe. Mum was like, how does there's no splash? It's like someone's curled up in front of him in his jocks. And there was that, and then there was the Olympic pole vaulter whose penis got him disqualified.
Yeah.
So they were the 2 reigning things. They were nothing compared to what we saw from Reagan. Unbelievable. To the point where the Prime Minister and Jodie Mears, of course, who's the chef de Shaun, they've come out and they are supporting her. And I want to say, I think it was terrible, but I support her. I think she's fantastic. So this is a bloody, what is it?
Anna Mears, the chef de
and
Shaun.
the PM.
And Ray Gunn is an absolutely loved member of this Olympic team. She has represented the Olympic team, the Olympic spirit, with great enthusiasm, and I absolutely love her courage. I love her character. She is the best breakdancer female that we have for Australia.
The Olympics is about people participating in sport. That's a good thing. And Ray Gunn had a crack.
Can I say, this is where it comes down to. It's not a sport. And I'm not saying that to be disparaging about it. There is a whole story written the other day about how breakdancing came into the Olympics. Ballroom dancing wanted to get in.
Yep.
The Olympics said, no, it's too boring, no one's going to be interested. They threw breakdancing up as an idea and they went, yum, okay, we'll take that.
Yep.
Unfortunately, the World Dance Organisation has nothing to do with breakdancing. So they had dobbed in the world of breakdancing, who they consider as an art form, not a sport, and suddenly said, you're in the Olympics. There was no governing body. There was no officials. There was no way of scoring it.
How do they score it? There you go.
So they had to set this whole thing up. And then they had to go, okay, look at the talent pool. You've got these amazing breakdancers, these up-and-comers. The ones with experience have to come into administrative roles and judging and all that sort of stuff. So they basically just made this whole thing up. And I think that's what we saw on a world stage, something that shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though I was excited for it.
Yeah, and we mentioned before, like everyone, if Ray Gunn walks down the street, people are going to be getting selfies with her, right? But for Anna Meares, and I just want to come back to those two things. Anna Meares to say that she showed courage. No, she didn't. She just got up and performed. And it was afterwards where everyone said that was rubbish because she scored 0, 0 and 0 out of 3 performances.
So one of the people that should dance against, they scored 18, and I don't understand the scoring, but like whatever they did, there was 18 things that were good. So whatever she was doing, the judges, who are her peers, have looked at it and said, none of this is worth a point. So, but yeah, I saw some moves in there that I thought were a point. And then, so really,
she
didn't do anything that was breakdancing because it was 0.
Yes.
If you fall off a diving board, you at least get 0.1, don't you?
You'll get something.
Because you get a splash.
Yeah.
She didn't even get something like doing a belly flop into the water.
100%.
Which is confusing because I'm just going by what the judges have said. By the way, I loved it and I'm going to watch it every day.
And the Prime Minister who said the Olympics is about, it's not about having a go because there was plenty of Olympians or wannabe Olympians who tried out for athletics for Australia. And in particular, I was watching the swimming national competition and that was only a couple of months away. There was a guy who won his event and I think it might have been the 400-metre freestyle. It wasn't in a fast, or it might have been butterfly. It wasn't fast enough for Australia setting an unbelievable criteria. He won the event.
Yep.
And normally it's the first two across the line. Go. Australia said, no, you have to hit a particular time and you cannot go to the Olympics. Like, he's the best in our country.
Yeah.
So he didn't get the opportunity just to go and compete and just to go and perform.
Yeah.
It's not about that. It's been the best.
The other kid that we sent over, this is the thing why it's so weird. So there's all these people sitting around and looking like they're watching a sporting event, and then there's this dance stage in the middle. And then, so you're dancing, and then the other person's reacting to your dancing.
Yeah.
So the Australian kid's dancing, and the other guy from other country was there, like mimicking, the whole getting down, sort of
cool
mimicking that he has a small penis. And I don't know if that should be at the Olympics. Well, it's not going to be because it's not going to be in LA.
No,
it's not going to be in LA.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.